I'm Chris. This is the gym under a railway arch at the moment. We've been around in the area since 1928. It was founded by a woman called Miss Margaret Gray. So we're almost at 100 years old. We've got day passes going for Christmas Day, so we're opening Christmas Day 10 till 3, so if anybody wants to come and train, you can grab yourself a day pass online now. We've got space to take on some new members, so let's go in. Postcards I've been collecting of our Vice President. So George Hackersmith, I mean, he's just huge. I mean, these guys are pioneers of strength training. So these guys have really popularised strength training to make it what it is today. Without these guys setting the path, none of us would be here now. So he was you can still buy his books now. He's a really, really good promoter of how strong people perform, and also into old age. I mean, he lived a really old age, and he was our Vice President. And I mean, he's just fantastic example of what strength training can do for you.
There you go.
This room, as you can see, has got a lot of machines. We try not to get anything new if we can help it, because anything maybe up to 2000, before 2000 maybe you're okay. Potentially there might be a few new machines coming out just recently, but in general all machines after 2000 are going to be rubbish. That feeling you get in a health club where you're using the machines and they're not feeling it's very good is something to be avoided. So we're trying to keep as many of our old machines. The great thing about the old machines is that providing there's maintenance, you can keep them running forever because the frames are ridiculous. This one's actually, funnily enough, a recent acquisition. So because a lot of the guys are maxing out on the leg press in the other room, which is a Medix selectorized, which is nicer for most people because you don't have to load it with plates. This one's a plate loader, which obviously means you can load it up really heavy. So if you're, and again, so we've got guys in there squatting 320 kilo plus now. So if they want a leg press, then this one probably makes a little bit more sense. Modified the foot plate now. So it's much bigger than the original one. You can also split or lock the foot plate together. It's a 1980s machine, so it's well built. It's a Nautilus, so I'm pretty confident that this one's going to bridge the gap between the two leg presses. A lot of the machines are Medix in this room, which actually is Nautilus. They sold the Nautilus name in late 1980s. The guys that were making Nautilus basically just changed the name to Medix, so this is your last generation really of the people who made Nautilus. It's a really interesting machine as well because it's a lever machine, so it feels like a plate loader, but you've got the luxury of selectorized. You've got tiny increments blocked, so yeah, again, so I presume Medix is medical exercise, so you've got the rehab, so again for older people, injured people, these things are fantastic. Quite easily this selection of machines is going to be the best really that you can get. It's not very well known, but we've got a lot of them, yeah. Over the past we had so many machines now, but obviously there's a lot of free weight in the other room, so we kind of kept the machines in this room. You've got a row machine here. Rows are popular as accessory movements. Chest press, probably the best chest press ever made. Got a row stuck here. So it's an old Icarian one. So a rear delt machine here. Again, Medix with the two stacks, so you can see the increments on the top. So all of these is almost one of these. So when you max out, you can always go half a block or less if you want. Lateral raise there, Medix. Abdominal isolation there, so you can see here, so they've got instruction cards on them, isn't it? Rogue glute hand bench here, dip machine here, Medix again, twin weight stacks again, super smooth, virtually no friction, safety belts to lock you down. Again, when people get sore shoulders, you've got more or less a rotator cuff, so internal, external rotation. People tend to only use it when they've already injured themselves. So I mean, you find a lot of people when they're bench pressing, if they get sore shoulders at some point, you'll find them on here doing rehab. So they might do 6 to 8 weeks of this. You've got a lat pull down there, so both the lat pull downs, our cable machines, we tend to convert, so we're putting hardened bearings and it's super smooth, so you'll feel that something's different about them because of the lack of friction. Taking the weight stacks off leg presses again, so that no matter how strong you are, you can still do basic pulls, so that will be on the lat pull down and the low row. We've got an old Body Masters low row that we imported in from America. This is an overhead press, so shoulders and like a kind of incline as well. It's got the same Medex system.
Medex lock.
This one is the Medex pull down, so most people are going to use it with the handles probably in like that, and you can do unilateral or lock them together at the back. Same as the leg presses, either unilateral or you can lock it at the back. We've got tons of attachments for the cable. Again, that's important if you're training, so altering the grip and changing it. There's tons and tons. There's more than this. We've got like 3 or 4 buckets of these going round. And again, you've got small increments that you have to manually put on the thing if you want to go in between the blocks. But everything in here is geared up really towards people who know what they're training, know what they're doing, because it's small things that are making quite a lot of difference. So lots of variation on grip, things like that, lots of variations on bars. You've got Body Master seated calf here. So again, that's in from America. These are getting really popular now, Body Master stuff. There's also a standing calf here, which we kept. Standing calf's probably more popular at the moment. So it's just an old, I mean, it's a Life Fitness one. It's nothing special, but it's got reasonable weight stack on it, and it works quite nicely.
Got pictures up on the wall of
we got some, yeah, some from the past. You've got lifters, Darren. You've got my original training partner, Terry, down here.
Pretty cool, one leg.
You've got Joan up there as well, who's just going out and winning gold medals everywhere now. She's in her 70s. She's super strong. We're specialists in strength training, so we're going to have pretty much anything that you might want to do.
That's pretty cool.
So this room we've already seen, you've got quick collars here, competition collars around the bottom. There's more in that room. There's lots of variation on that. They're just convenient. You've got different types of, I mean, there's so many bars. Again, so if you want to do something with a trap bar, we got quite a few of those as well. You've got different cambered bars. So these are the big ones. I don't see these used that much anymore, but they're there. You've got the old Soviet weightlifting bars here.
That's cool.
So these are like really vintage stuff now. We've got some 1960s weightlifting bars. Obviously, we've got weightlifting bars locked away, so the Eleiko competition bars. We've got some Chinese ones. We've got quite a lot of those. We've got weightlifting bumpers as well. So obviously, we've got people doing some weightlifting. You've got plenty of equipment. We've got lots of Eleiko calibrated plates, so you've got the really small stuff. Going down to 0.5 there for the ladies bench pressing. Often used. You see the women using the 0.5s quite frequently, so they can improve on the bench press. You've also got even smaller increments there, so the dinky little Eleikos, 0.25s and stuff. You don't see them used much, but again, they're there for people who want to use them. You can see the different bars. So you've got the ones marked with the red tapes of the non-IPF deadlift bars. So there's a couple of Texas ones, a Rogue one, a Kabuki one. The Kabuki one's really bendy. They're quite fun for people. Again, they got the aggressive grip, but they're really thin and bendy, so they're easier to deadlift with. In the corner there.
This old school bench, I love this bench.
It's a Sportscraft bench, so this has got the long on the back and it rolls forward. It's got the short, so you can get it out easy when it's heavy. You've got body protection on there. Again, this one's got the firmer pad on it, so it's quite different. You're not going to find, the guys who like the Sky Pad probably won't like that. So that's tends to be what they used to be like. But they're very firm, so if you want a firm bench, then that's good, and it's got the grip material on it, which is quite good. Safety bars as well, so if you want to train by yourself. So you've got belt squat, so again, if you've got a sore back, if you're competing and you've got a sore back and you need to train, you can still train your lower body. You can do lots of stuff off the low pulley there. I mean, really simple equipment, but it comes in really handy if people are strength training at a high level. So you've got your pulley here. You load the plate there. These are your locks. So that's a really good piece of kit to have in the gym. Medex leg press here. So it'll lie back. You've got your shoulder pads to hold you down, which is pretty cool. You've got your foot plate going right the way down and around, so you get a really long range of motion. Twin weight stacks on here, so you've got relatively large weight stacks. You've got the increments on the top, but they're doubling up, so you've doubled the amount of weight on there. Again, this is probably one of the most popular, it's probably the most expensive leg press ever made, but it's a really popular leg press for people who know lots of trick stuff on it. You've got some Nautilus cables over there. Magnum plate loaded bicep over in the corner there. Popular dumbbells going from fairly small up to 100 kilos. So we had the world's strongest man training here in the 90s, so we had dumbbells made specifically for that. Okay, Body Masters, you got the weight stack, big weight stack on it. I mean, look, it's just, so you can't run out of weight. It's converted to bearings, so it'll be super smooth.
As well, this hammer strength rack.
Just old, yeah, I mean, these are really old. We've had them for, I don't know how long, 30 years. It's open rack, so it's very handy. If the weightlifter is just like the simple rack, it's really good, which is why it's here where the people are more likely to be doing weightlifting. Technique plate, so James now, Team Jamaica. He's doing children's weightlifting now, so some really young people coming in. So they're learning, these are literally 2.5 kilo. So we got 1 kilo, you've got 5 kilo bars as well for the children. Rogue competition powerlifting bars, so it's IPF licensed. So quite important to the powerlifters, people lifting in strength sports, or anybody who just wants quality equipment really, will be that you will notice the difference as well if you've been training in like a health club or a pure gym. So first of all, they're not chrome plated, so they're very grippy, which if you're trying to lift weights, that would probably be very desirable. It's a very aggressive knurl on a powerlifting bar, and it's quite thick. Also, the bars are very stiff, so they don't bend around, all of which lend themselves to lifting maximal weights. So you can basically file your calluses down on these things. But also for powerlifting, you've got the grip in the middle. So if you're trying to squat, that's kind of really important that's grippy. You've got the marks in the right place for powerlifting competition. It's important that you do have marks on the bar so you can measure where your grip is, because a lot of lifting is just repetition. You have to build up a skill, so having things that are standardised helps with peace of mind, if nothing else, when you're lifting. Also, the safety stuff, so you're lifting, obviously there would normally be lots of spotters in here, so you've got a lot of camaraderie because everyone's more or less doing the same thing, everybody's trying to get stronger, so you get a lot of support from people. But if you were to come in by yourself at an odd time, or you just wanted to get in and out quickly, we've got a lot of safety stuff, so you can lift safely, so that takes another factor out. You don't have to worry about doing this, everything's strong enough. It lends to the training atmosphere, because once you get in here, it disconnects you to the world outside, so you can just concentrate on your lifting, so you end up with a quite energetic atmosphere. Football bars, so they're handy if you especially get like tennis elbow, golf elbow, things like that. You can change your grip around and still carry on bench pressing. See, we've been buying them over decades. Safety squat bars are popular at the moment. There's quite a few of these in here. They're all slightly different. This is a Mars bar, yeah, so this is an import from America. This is good for doing good mornings if you want lower back, glute, hamstring strength. Lends itself to squat strength as well. So that's really comfortable for doing, but it duplicates a low bar safety squat bar. Most of them are more high bar, more like a front squat, but they're obviously comfortable. That's the transformer. We've got 2 of those, so you can alter these. It changes the exercise quite a bit. You've got also easier and harder.
Nice.
So depending on what you're trying to do with the safety squat bar, you can alter it a little bit there. But these are really easy to work with, low skill, front squat. You just put them, hook them on. You can also hold on to things, so good accessories, as I say, there's a few of those. These kind of things are used a lot though, so that's the old Elite FTS one. I mean, we probably bought that 40, 35 years ago, I would imagine, something like that. That's quite heavy, long handles on it. The bigger guys like that one. This is the Prime one. So this one's got the arms bent out, which means that you can go very deep in a narrow squat, and it's set up really like a high front squat. Yeah, that's the Prime one. So again,
that's crazy. It's got like a weird back pad.
Yeah, it's got a back pad to spread the load over your back. So again, it's comfortable, but most importantly, it's very high bar, and you can go deep because obviously these handles would hit. So if you're doing a powerlifting type squat, this is fine. But if you want to go deep with your legs close together for quad development, then this might be a little bit better. You can obviously take the handles off with the Kabuki and make the handles very short, which allows you to do the same thing. But this one's just straight out of the rack. You can use it like that. The powerlifter, obviously, because you've got the competition stuff in there, they love getting it in there. I mean, that room gets like pretty intense. IPF licensed combos here. So you've got the ER one that we've had obviously a very long time. That one coming from Finland. So that was the one that you were most likely to get until fairly recently if you're going to do a competition, so it's good to practice on these. These are probably the people who invented the concept of the combo, so you can squat and bench press on it. This one's the Eleiko one on this side, which is now probably the most popular one, and that's the one you're probably going to get if you're doing a competition in the UK.
You know, Eleiko, there he is.
Yeah, ridiculously expensive, that one. You've got a lot of fuss lately over pads as well, so you've got to have the competition spec pads.
Very precious over our pads.
Very precious. So that one's the Sky pad. So previously they were doing grip vinyl and making the pads very firm, and now they've switched to the other direction, and this one's very soft. So it locks you in place by sinking into it. There's fans for each. The lighter guys tend to
Really is plush.
Yeah, you sink really deep into it, so your upper back, it just plumps in there and you can't slide up, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. Again, if you're competing, you probably need to get used to it. So they're firm, so that's the Rogue one, so that's the Rogue competition pad on the ER, Rogue competition one. So if you were training in Europe, you'd probably get that one. That one's popular as well, but it's still got a dense foam on top. This one's really soft. So they're completely different and they feel different. And if you're competing, it's probably nice to get familiar with both. Now we took the fat pad off. We got fat pads so we can put them on for the bigger guys, but that's just again a standard Rogue. See, it's the competition side, but it's a little bit thicker. The fat pad favours very large people. This pad and that pad are going to feel roughly the same, and you see we've got the rubber mats there to bring it up so it's competition height. This frame's obviously very, very safe, so if you were training by yourself, you can put the safety bars or straps in and you can train by yourself. It's also, we got a lot of choice on the hooks on this one, so you can change them. For the most part, people are going to use hooks which are low at the front, right, so you can get the bar out without injuring yourself and get very close to the upright, so you're not doing a rep and risking injury to get the bar out. I mean, that sort of stuff that's really simple is really important, and often that's where you're going to get problems when you train in places that are not really knowledgeable about strength training. I mean, getting a heavy bar out of the racks is really important. See how shallow the front is, so how easy it is to get a heavy bar out of there. So once you've set your height, you've virtually got to do nothing to get it out.
Plus it rolls too, right?
You can move it side to side. Sometimes that's popular, so you've got both. So you've got hooks on this side, again, very shallow. You can see the bar. It's very shallow though, so it's not like what you're going to find in a health club where they're very deep and long and you can't get close to the frames. So that kind of stuff is going to make a difference. Some people are going to prefer the solid ones, and some people are going to prefer the rollers. The competition ones have got different types of rollers on as well. So you see on the Eleiko, and they've got a soft nylon roller.
Yeah. Those rollers.
You've got a nice solid metal roller. But again, you see the low hooks. This is really important, and you'll see on all the stuff where there's heavy lifting, there's low fronts. Once you put the bar on it, you can see the bar's not even completely covered. It's only just in there, which means a heavy weight. And look how close you can set up to the frame. Without that, you can't lift heavy, because when you've got people lifting world records on each platform, we can't run out of weights for everybody else.
Let me get that mic real quick. That is extremely important, because I'm not calling anybody out, but I've been to some other gyms in London where you're literally having to share calibrated plates to people. Like, yo, you got shoulder press, yeah, let me take 2, I'm gonna give them back to you. We don't have that problem with physical culture. There is more than enough calibrators for everybody. So yeah, never really gonna run out, no matter how much weight you're doing. So yeah, it is extremely important. Exactly, man. We got like, mate, there's multiple 300 kilo squatters here, people deadlifting crazy weights, and we never run out. So yeah, man, big up physical culture.
Although it's not quite finished yet, is it? So high and low pulleys are going to be used a lot by people for all sorts of things. There's an Nautilus 4-way neck machine that's being restored at the moment, so that's usually in use. You've got the old Nautilus bicep again.
Dorian favourite.
Doing some maintenance on it. Dorian's favourite, yeah. And then you've got a Nautilus low back machine here, which is hamstring glutes low back. The moving parts are all on bearings. That's got to be maintained. As long as you're making them feel good, then they're going to feel nice to use.
What's up, guys? My name is Nathaniel Messiah. I'm the British 105 kg Open champion, also junior world champion, and I've been training at Physical Culture for about 2 years now. It's been like a really good journey while training here. I think I owe a lot of my powerlifting success to switching from training at probably some of the commercial gyms I was at to coming here for a variety of reasons. Number one, the biggest one being the community. I used to travel a lot of the times for my big SBD sessions to different parts of London where there were powerlifting gyms. Training here, and this being 15 minutes from my house, has completely changed the game for me, because I don't have to travel to powerlifting gyms all the way on the other side of London to get that kind of community that is oftentimes necessary for some of your heavier sessions. Sometimes I couldn't even dream of doing a big 300 kg plus squat or something like that by myself, even for safety purposes, right? Having people who know how to spot you, know how to, be there for you is extremely important. So that's one thing. The next one would be the kit, right? Obviously in the IPF, where I compete, we have specific kit that we lift on, being calibrated plates, stiff bars, the benches, everything like that. And this gym has all of them. Even keeping up with the recent changes and trends, right? So the IPF just switched to a soft pad, and this is one of the few gyms in London that's got one of these soft pads. And what I found from my previous experience is that people that haven't got experience training on a certain piece of equipment find it harder in competition, because you have to adjust your form and everything like that. Training at this gym and being able to be on all of the exact perfect kit that I need to be on has allowed me to not have to worry about that, and train in a way that I know is going to transfer to my competition. And during this time, I've probably had my longest stretch of basically perfect competitions, not really missing lifts, not feeling foreign when I go into competitions. So those have been some really big things. And other than that, just the vibe as well. I think it's the second oldest gym in the UK, and it depends on what you're after. If you're the type of person that prefers everything to be completely brand new, or everything to be I don't know, some of the more newer equipment or stuff like that, then you maybe wouldn't prefer to train at a gym like this. But in my experience, some of the exercises and machines that I've gotten the most out of are the ones that I've been training on for my entire career, and it's not every single new machine or something like that I need to switch to in my training. I've been doing more or less the same exercises from when I started in the gym, and those are the ones that have carried me through. Some of the main reasons why I train here, and I'd honestly recommend it to anyone else. So squats 227.5 kilos, which was a British junior record. Bench 212.5 kilos, which matched the best that Nationals just gone. And then deadlift 375 kilos, which is an unofficial junior world record. And that rounds off to a 915 kilo total, which is a British Open record and junior record, and obviously goes down as the best total in British 105 history. So Yeah, that's it. And I've done all my biggest gym lifts at this gym on this platform right here. So yeah, find me on my social media, Nathaniel Messiah on everything. Also, we're going to be running a seminar here on January 10th. We'll be going over all different Q&A questions that people have, giving people some insights into, you know, different tips that I have, little secrets that I might not share everyone online, and just be able to have some in-person interaction with people, help you with any kind of theories or queries that you might have in the gym, and honestly just have a good time and have that kind of community building. So if you're free on January 10th, it's going to be here at Physical Culture, roughly about 5 o'clock. So yeah, we're going to have the gym locked off and just have everybody in here. So hopefully we can get some people down from all over London, all over the UK. See you guys there.